Hi. Today, we are going to see about the wastewater engineering. So, before getting into the topic, I would like to say something about the meaning of wastewater, right? So, wastewater is a used water, right? It's a used water which is generated from a domestic area or from any commercial area or from any industries, right? So the used water is called as a wastewater, right? The other name of wastewater is sewage. The other name of wastewater is sewage. In this context, the wastewater will be divided into two categories. Okay, it will be divided into two categories. One is a domestic sewage, another one is a storm sewage, right? So, in general, wastewater is a used water. So, this sewage is divided into two divisions. One is a domestic sewage, and another one is a storm sewage, right? The domestic sewage, particularly, is a wastewater which is coming from the residential area. Okay, which is coming from the residential area and from the industrial and commercial area. Okay, so all these wastewater are coming under the category of domestic sewage, right? Domestic sewage. Now we'll see what do you mean by storm sewage. See, you have a rain, right? There will be a precipitation. So that precipitation will be percolated into the soil. Okay? Percolated into the soil. And if any particular area, if there is no any possibility of percolation, or if the entire pores in between the soil is completely filled up, then the further rain which is coming will not be percolated, but it will be running off over the land, right? Over the land. So, this amount of water which will be running off over the land is called as surface runoff, right? This is called as a storm sewage. Okay, so just imagine when the water is running on the ground, it will be what it will do, it will wash all the debris and the soil which are all there on the ground. Those will be washed out along with the rainwater, right? So the soil and all other debris will be washed away by this rainwater, and ultimately the rainwater will become a wastewater. Though the rainwater is pure, but since it has got all the unwanted materials, it is converted into a wastewater, and that is called as a storm sewage, right? And that is called as a storm sewage. So, we need to find out which category the wastewater is lying. Okay, when you have wastewater, we should find out under which category it is going to fall, right? So whether it is a domestic sewage or a storm sewage, right? So because why we are categorizing the types of wastewater into two means we have separate treatments to be applied for the domestic sewage and for the storm sewage. For that, we need to know which category it belongs to, right? Now, let us see some of the definitions which are all involved in wastewater engineering, right? So, first one, I already defined that. What do you mean by a sewage, and what are the different categories of the sewage that I have defined, right? Now, you should know a sewer, right? A sewer. So, what do you mean by a sewer? So, sewer is a conduit or a pipe. Sewer is a conduit or a pipe through which the wastewater will be transported or conveyed from the place where it is generated to the place where it is going to undergo a treat, where it is going to treat. Right? See, whenever the wastewater is generated, there are only the two possibilities at the end. Okay, there are only two possibilities. One is the disposal, and another one is the treatment and disposal. Okay. So, if the wastewater does not contain much harmful substances, then there is no need for treatment, and the entire wastewater can be let out into the nearby water resources, right? So that is called as a disposal. That is called as a disposal, right? So if and next one, if the wastewater is not pure enough to discharge it into the nearby water resources, then we need to undergo a treatment. Need to undergo the treatment, right? So because of this only, we should find out what kind of sewage is that. Okay, right. So sewer is a conduit or the pipe in which the wastewater will be transported. Right? So that pipe is called as a sewer. That pipe is called as a sewer, right? Okay. Now, I already told you there are two types of wastewater. Then, next one, you should know about how to transport this. What are all the different kinds of system available to transport the sewage, right? Right. So, if both the domestic sewage and the storm sewage are conveyed in one single pipe, okay, then it is called as a combined system of sewerage. Combined sewerage system, right? So before that, you should know what do you mean by sewerage. Okay, sewer I told you it's a conduit, whereas sewerage is the system of pipes. Okay, the entire system of pipes which consists of the conduits, the valves, the vents, all these are combined together and called as a sewerage. Okay, sewerage. So we have three system of sewerage, three sewerage systems. Okay, three sewerage systems. One is a separate sewerage system, combined sewerage system, and partially combined sewerage system. Okay, so three sewerage systems are there. So we shall see these three systems of sewerage one after the another. Okay, so first one, separate sewerage system. In the separate sewerage system, the storm water and the domestic sewage or the sanitary sewage will be conveyed in two different pipes. Okay, so the first one is meant for conveying the domestic sewage, and the next one is meant for conveying the storm sewage, right? So there are two conduits or the pipes will be used to transport the storm sewage and the domestic sewage separately. Okay, this kind of sewage system is called as a separate sewage system. Okay, separate sewage system. Right. Now coming to the combined sewage system, the name itself will portray you the meaning of combined sewage system. Okay. So here there is only one conduit or one sewer will be used to transport both the sewages in one single pipe. Okay, both the sewage will be conveyed in one single pipe. So the domestic sewage and the storm sewage will be conveyed or transported in one single conduit or in one single sewer, okay, that kind of sewerage system is called as a combined sewerage system, right? Now, coming to the last kind, which is nothing but a partially combined sewerage system. In this, we have we have two conduits. In one conduit, the waste coming from the domestic as well as the storm sewage, the partial storm sewage and the 100% domestic sewage will be conveyed in one single pipe, and the remaining of the storm sewage will be conveyed in the another pipe. Okay, so why we are doing so? The debris in the storm sewage will be transported in the pipe in which the domestic sewage is conveying, and the rest of the clear water from the storm sewage will be transported through the another one. Okay, so now you can understand some amount of storm sewage is mixed up with the domestic sewage and then it is transported. Because of this reason, it is called as a partially combined system. Okay, partially combined system. So ultimately, we have three sewage systems. One is a separate sewage system, combined sewage system, and partially combined sewage system. Okay, so why we need to categorize this? Because each and every wastewater will undergo different set of treatments before disposing. Each and every wastewater has to be given a different kind of treatments. For that reason, we should find out under which category the wastewater belongs, right? That you should understand clearly, right? Okay, so in the next video we'll see what are the different materials that can be used for manufacturing the conduit or a sewer. Okay, thank you.